Morning comes cold in Direwood. The hunters are close, the trail is narrowing, and the deeper the company moves into the forest, the less the world obeys itself. A stench from hell rises between the trees, shapes move where nothing should, fire falls without heat, a red door, a burning world, and Luna broken across the sky. Welcome back to the Dark Razor Chronicles streamcast. This is Season 6, Episode 2, Beneath a Broken Luna. After the grim revelation that closed our first chapter in Oathsworn, Cullen, Sharael, DagGar, Cair, and Shawn pressed deeper into Direwood, hoping distance, silence, and the forest's natural protections might keep the razor hunters at bay. But Direwood is not merely dangerous, it is unstable. The deeper they go, the more the land begins to reveal fractures in reality itself. Strange scents drift through the trees, phantom scenes flicker into view, forgotten paths appear beneath their feet, and what begins as a retreat through hostile terrain becomes something more troubling, a journey through a place where the world's rules are starting to loosen. At the center of it all, the group remains under strain. While Cullen wrestles with the meaning of the Dark Razor, Sharael carries the knowledge of what she has already set in motion. Cair knows more than he is saying. Shawn sees more than any of them. And in this episode, one of those visions may reveal not just danger, but catastrophe. I'm Mike Carmel, and this is the Dark Razor Chronicles streamcast.
Cullen, Avon. I wake to a gray sky and drizzle on my face. Shivering, I shift, trying to escape the cold. Sharael clings to me, but it does little to fight off the damp chill. Something jabs into my side. I reach beneath me and pull DagGar out from under my back. Dropping him onto the ground, he immediately starts grooming, unbothered. Sharael stirs, sitting up and rubbing her eyes. Cair crouches under low-hanging branches nearby, eyes scanning the valley's mouth, the way we came. I watch him for a moment before he stands and approaches.
First Parthis, you're Magus. Better eat something, we need to move.
I dig into my pack, pulling out travel biscuits and jerk twists. I hand a biscuit to Sharael. She takes it with a small, grateful smile, though I notice her shiver. I offer her some jerk, and she takes a portion.
It's all we have.
Trying to lighten the mood. All we have, I echo, returning her smile. I pull out my heavy cloak, too cumbersome to travel in, but warm enough for her. I drape it over her shoulders. She wraps it tight, the smile on her face soft but genuine. After finishing my small meal, I rise. Cair appears beside me, his hand gripping my shoulder. He points back the way we came. In the dawn light, I see it. A hazy glow filtering through the trees, and faint trails of smoke curling upward.
They camp, not far. We need to move. I don't think they've spotted us, but I can't be sure.
He says no more. Within minutes, we've packed up and are moving again. Cair leads us along the trail winding between crags of rock. The path is rough at first, strewn with loose stones, but soon widens. As we walk, Cair tells us the trail is used by the Elfin army. His own forces passed through here recently. I press him again for more details, why he was here, but he stays vague, mumbling something about marauders. I don't buy it. I remember hearing whispers of war against Garen forces. A subordinate had mentioned it, relaying orders from Cair's father, Archgeneral Alosis. I've never heard of Garen, The morning stretches on, but the cold doesn't lift. It clings to me, not just from the drizzle, but from the wood itself. The forest radiates unease, demanding a wariness that saps my strength. My hand rests on the razor's hilt, its weight oddly comforting. All this because of a sword. Razor hunters, chasing a legend. The razor will raise a king, they say, so they kill. And kill, all for a blade that feels almost weightless in my hand. But can a sword alone crown a king? No, it would take someone just, someone worthy. I don't believe the razor chooses its master. It's my oath that binds me to it. But does that mean I'm destined to be king? The thought unsettles me. I've trained my entire life in swordplay, and this weapon feels like an extension of my own hand. But does that mean I should rule? Is that what the razor grooms me for?
I don't think so. The legend is probably just that, a story, a way to explain a sword of such power. Sharael walks beside me, but I keep my questions to myself. My voice feels dangerous here. I fear even a whisper might carry, drawing hunters, or worse. Cair suddenly halts. We've been walking single file. There's enough room for two abreast, Cair leading, Shawn behind him, then Sharael and me. DagGar rides quietly on my pack, unusually silent. I'm not sure if he's pretending to be an ordinary cat, or if he feels the same strange unease I do. Then I smell it. A sulphurous stench, acrid and foul. My stomach turns. It's the same smell that filled the conduit, the magical apparatus that transported us from Sansa.
Sharael Maldine. The stench jolts me awake. Brimstone. Not mere sulfur, as Cair suggests, but something darker. A hellish scent.
A hot spring, perhaps?
Cair whispers, though uncertainty laces his tone.
I've passed through here many times and never smelled anything like this.
We stand in silence. DagGar shifts on Cullen's pack as we scan the surroundings. I half expect something to emerge. My guilt whispering that Juhada, grand demon of hell, will rise to tear us apart. Cair signals us forward. I adjust my pack, casting wary glances around. Cullen walks just ahead, his hair still rumpled from sleep, his left hand resting on the razor's pommel. I long to reach out, to feel the connection he has with the blade, or maybe just to feel that closeness we shared the night we danced. But I dare not. Not with the others here. The trees crowd us now, thick and stifling, the air tainted with the occasional hellish scent. It keeps me dwelling on our escape from Sansa and what I unleashed on it. Already an inferno, how much more suffering did I bring? Were there more lives than I knew? Innocent ones? Though, if left unbothered, even orcs will keep to themselves. Are they just as innocent? I glance up at the canopy. Only the faintest hint of daylight trickles through. The air is cold and damp, but at least it's not raining. Cair halts suddenly, signaling us to ground. I crouch beside the path, heart racing. Something moves ahead, something big and silent. A fleeting shadow, but not a shadow. I catch a flash of color and shape before it vanishes. It made no sound. How could something so large be silent? Another glimpse, something animal-like. A horse? But there are no more horses. Not since the birthing disease, the Novi Mundi, the circle's plan. Its shape warps as it moves, like a reflection in water, growing larger, then shrinking as it reaches the trees. Cair glances back, his eyes hooded with confusion. After a tense pause, he signals us forward, still crouched low. Then I see it clearly. A centaur. A horse's body with a man's torso, massive and silent, its form stretching and bending across the trees, like a living mirage. It runs through sunlight, though we stand in shadow. The brimstone stench thickens. Fire rolls down from the sky, like water, flowing over rocks and trees, igniting everything it touches. Another centaur gallops through the flames, stumbles, and disappears. It's like watching a play, silent, distant, yet painfully vivid. The flames sweep across our trail, but we feel no heat. A phantom, perhaps a shade of the past, or maybe a vision of the future. Still, I do think I sense warmth against my skin. The image flexes and twists, then vanishes, leaving us in the cold, dark hush of dire wood. The brimstone lingers before fading. We regroup, panting, shaken.
What was that?
Cullen asks. Cair shakes his head.
I've never seen anything like it.
It was like watching through a clear pitcher of water.
Shawn says. A perfect description.
It doesn't matter. We need distance. The rabble still pursues.
They all look to me. I nod. Yes, we need to make haste. Cair leads again, Shawn close behind, leaving Cullen, DagGar, and me at the rear. The path narrows, and I drop behind Cullen. DagGar rides on Cullen's pack, occasionally making lewd faces at me. I'm not sure why. Sometimes it's funny, but mostly it feels like an insult. He doesn't like me, not really. He's helped when needed, but there's a smugness to his looks and comments. I suspect his goodwill is more about staying on Cullen's good side than any fondness for me. Up ahead, sounds echo through the trees. Cair signals a stop, then lowers his hand flat, a command to ground. I recognize the signals, but can't recall from where. A fist means stop. A flat hand toward the ground means crouch. The most urgent, a flat hand shaking side to side, means drop immediately. We crouch low. My heart hammers. I have no idea what's coming. Cair creeps forward, peering through the trees. Then he lowers to a crawl, slipping off the path to the left, deeper into the woods. He signals for us to follow. Shawn moves first, careful and silent, hands touching the path for balance. Cullen follows. I go next, though I can't stay as low as the others. Cair leads us off the trail for nearly a quarter hour before signaling that we can rise.
The hunters are near. They'll find the trail soon. We can't stay on it. We'll head deeper into the forest and hope that by the time we reach the edge, we'll have outdistanced them.
Outdistance them? They'll race along the clear trail while we slog through thick undergrowth. His plan confuses me, but I say nothing. Cair leads us into the dense woods. It's slow going, the forest thick with brambles and gnarled roots. The day wears on, light filtering in through gaps in the canopy, but the sense of dread only grows. Eventually, we reach a line where the forest changes. Still trees, but older, darker, foreboding. This is the true dire wood. Until now, we've only skirted its edge. The sight fills me with a strange dread. Cair looks back at me, his eyes searching for permission, or perhaps hoping for an excuse to turn back. I give him neither. My silence seems enough. He nods and steps into the deeper wood. The air thickens, heavy and suffocating. The canopy blocks out what little daylight remains. The stench of rotting undergrowth mixes with something worse, something that smells like fear itself. Jagged rocks and outcrops break the terrain. forcing us to weave through narrow gaps and climb over twisted roots. We press on. Soon, we come upon another path winding down from a nearby cliff. Cair inspects it, tracing the edges with his fingertips. A path clearly cut and very well maintained. Cair says,
"This isn't the trail we left, but I've heard of it. Magi's Pass. The elfin military considers it unconfirmed. Rumored, but never charted."
We follow the pass, moving cautiously. Despite being unknown, the forest hasn't overtaken it. The path remains rooted and rough, but it feels preserved. The dirt beneath my boots is unnaturally hard, almost like stone. I crouch to touch it. The ground is firm, untouched by time. Enchanted, perhaps? A pass protected by old magic. Cair did call it Magi's Pass, though I have never heard of it. We march on. Cair leads, but at some point, Shawn drops to the rear, letting me walk ahead of him. I don't ask why. The unease lingers, crawling along my skin. Every step feels heavier, as though the forest itself tries to swallow us whole.
Cullen, Avon. We've been walking at a soldier's pace, quick and quiet. Time stretches, making the day feel endless. More than once, I want to speak with Sharael, even in a whisper. But each time I try, Cair's disapproving glance silences me. I know it's unsafe to make noise, but for hours there's been no sign of pursuit. As darkness creeps in, the forest takes on its strange orange glow. Trees, plants, even the creatures emit a faint light. It's as though life itself glows here. Even my companions shine in the growing twilight. Though it's only our second night in Dire Wood, I've grown accustomed to this phenomenon. It gives the night a strange brightness, revealing what would otherwise remain hidden. We reach a clearing, large enough for the sky to break through the canopy. Stars glitter above. The air here feels thinner, easier to breathe. Even the constant unease of the forest lifts slightly. We discuss the risk of a fire, but decide against it. It's still not safe. I volunteer to take first watch, guarding until Kestra phases by Elian's star. Sharael struggles with her pack, and I help lift it off her shoulders. The weight still pains her. She hasn't fully adjusted to carrying it. Despite the quality of our gear, the load remains heavy. We bed down close. I long to touch her as she has touched me, but I can't. Not here. Not now. Still, our closeness offers comfort. The forest glows in an orange monochrome, the sky above a darker shade. I watch Elian's star slide into position, marking the start of my watch. Shawn stirs, catching my eye. I nod, signaling my shift has begun. I circle the camp, pacing its perimeter. There aren't many places to hide here, few spots to sit and watch without being seen. I complete my rounds until Elian's star signals my time is done. I wake Cair for his shift, though he's already stirring when I approach. I lie down, hoping for sleep. It comes, shallow but welcome, until Sharael wakes me at dawn. The morning is cool and dreary under the canopy. We eat travel biscuits and jerky in silence, each of us wishing for more before moving on. Shawn, reading my thoughts, offers me a small bag of dried fruit. I take it with a nod. No signs of pursuit, but Cair remains vigilant, his eyes constantly scanning the woods. I appreciate it. We pack up and head out. The path narrows, more suited for a lone traveler. Ferns and bushes crowd its edges, and the trees loom overhead. Rocky outcrops jut from the ground, forcing the trail to skirt around them. I notice the forking trunks on many of the trees, something I'd seen before in Sansa. Some trees fork, supporting two canopies. Others don't, even within the same species. We trek south. A few hours before noon, we spot a strange mound of rock to the west, about 100 meters off the path. Despite the thick growth, it looks constructed, man-made. We all see it, a flicker of light. Maybe another dreamscape like the one we witnessed before, or maybe razor hunters. Either way, it grabs our attention. We confer and decide Shawn should investigate alone. It's not worth risking all of us, but curiosity tugs. The garden is full of ancient ruins, usually dismissed as relics from early humankind. So why investigate this one? Maybe because it's different. Maybe because the last few days have worn us thin and we're looking for a distraction. I think it's foolish to separate, but I sense the risk is low. Shawn leaves his pack and water behind and makes his way through waist-high growth. He moves steadily, rising and falling with the terrain, taking about a quarter hour to reach the structure. He disappears behind it. Time stretches. Another quarter hour passes. I grow impatient, my fingers drumming against my thigh. I glance at Cair, but he remains impassive. Sharael shifts nervously, but she says nothing. Just as I'm about to send DagGar after him, Sharael lets out a heavy breath. I turn and spot Shawn atop the structure. He doesn't signal us, doesn't offer reassurance. He stands there, gazing around, spending too long staring at the sky. Cair curses under his breath, worried about Shawn's exposure. Then Shawn vanishes again, dropping to the far side. Minutes later, he reappears at ground level, making his way back. It takes him 15 minutes to return. He's winded, red-faced, more shaken than I expected. We've been through worse, but he looks afraid. We hunker down, and Shawn begins his report. His face is pale.
It's a structure, unlike anything I've seen, covered in vines and growth. I didn't even notice the door at first, not until I pulled some of the vines away. The building is made of graph iron, like the old world ruins in Victoria.
Victoria? Did he mean Victoria?
So it's an old world building.
Yes.
Shawn nods, but when Cair moves to stand, Shawn grabs his wrist, stopping him.
There's more. The door. It was red once, though faded. Above it, engraved into the metal, were words. That's when I looked up.
He hesitates, his hands trembling.
And?
The sky. It was burning. Reds and oranges roiling, like rivers of fire. Through it, I saw Luna.
He swallows hard.
She was broken.
Broken?
Yes, Dia. Sundered. Pieces scattered across the sky.
I shake my head. No, that can't be. Shawn continues.
I climbed the vines to the roof. I needed a better view. From there, I saw it all. The world below was burning. Everything. Trees, rocks, the ground itself. And Luna, she was falling, her fragments spreading like shards. I cried. I didn't know what I was seeing. Was it a vision of the future? A warning? I don't know.
His vulnerability shakes me. Shawn, the steadfast one, reduced to tears? Sharael collapses onto her pack, trembling. Her face pales as she grips the fabric tightly. Shawn rushes to her side.
Dia, what's wrong? Was it true? Was that a vision?
Sharael shakes violently, tears streaming. DagGar appears, cuirass drawn and pressed to her cheek. Sharael swats it away, but DagGar doesn't budge.
Away, kitty!
Cair growls, swinging at DagGar, who leaps back, blade still pointed at the elf.
Stand back, elf, or feel my wrath.
It's the first time DagGar has spoken in front of them. Cair stumbles into the bushes. Sharael shoves DagGar's blade away.
No, I'm not injured.
Her voice cracks with anguish, but she offers no more explanation. Shawn kneels beside her, trying to help her sit up. She resists, sobbing uncontrollably. DagGar sheathes Cair with a shrug.
Meh, nothing wrong with her.
Season 6, Episode 2, Beneath a Broken Luna, takes the company deeper into Direwood, where pursuit gives way to visions, fractures, and signs that the world itself is beginning to come apart. Thanks for listening to the Dark Razor Chronicles streamcast. Follow the show to stay with the story, and if you're enjoying it, a rating, review, or share goes a long way. The links are in the show notes.